This is Abnormal Entertainment.
There is nothing like watching a movie on the big screen, and with MoviePass, you can see unlimited movies every month from Abnormal Entertainment. Head to abnormalentertainment.com and click on the MoviePass banner to get your first month free. And after that, it's only $30 a month to see unlimited movies, even on opening day. Go as many times as you want. Have a blast with MoviePass and abnormalentertainment.com.
Okay, I think the levels are better this week.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
We'll try.
They look like they're better.
Yay.
More better.
Part of the problem was the ambient noise last week, so I know I was talking louder than normal.
Oh, yeah, there was a little bit of ambient noise.
It'll be like that again, because
eventually.
Back.
Oh, yeah.
Eventually.
So, anyway, I'm going to try to situate myself a little bit here. Hopefully Frank doesn't look too much at our Masked Libs.
That's cheating.
But this is, I found a really great way to introduce everybody that's hosting the show. So, I'm the Masked Blogster. And then we're going to go over to Glory Hound, and we're going to ask her for an adjective. We're still sharing mics.
Damn
Rude.
it. Okay. An adjective. Like sexy, I guess?
All right.
Someone's beer is getting spilled.
I know, I was just
Yep.
thinking that.
Yep. Mini Mandy, person in room.
Who killed Caesar?
Brutus.
Okay. Not really in the room, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, in the room. I thought
Yeah.
you said in Rome.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Person in the room.
Damn
I guess we need headphones.
A little specific, but okay.
So that's very specific.
That was fantastic.
All right, Frank. Brodus was so much better.
That's pretty good.
Aw.
The real K-Fend, adjective.
Oh. Adjective.
You did. Fucked up.
I'm sorry, excuse me, it's my turn.
Yeah, adjective.
And you're being rude.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
good person.
That's fair.
Oh,
No worries.
I meant to.
No.
No. Come in. You're just in time, actually. We're doing our introductions.
I haven't had a drink yet, so...
It's okay.
You've got time.
You've got time.
Adjective. Stealthily.
That's an adverb, isn't it?
Wow, grammar, please.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, that is an
Dang.
adverb.
And you didn't use an Oxford comma, so.
Son of a bitch. I don't...
Descriptive.
Yeah.
Describing a noun, not a verb.
Oh, okay.
Who's rude now?
Wow. I'm just gonna leave because this is
I'm
way
using
too
this
much
as a-
pressure.
This is a teaching moment. There's no pressure.
I just want to say tall and get it.
Okay,
over with.
tall.
Hey, all right.
And Frankie G, since you...
Loop him up.
Yeah, let's get we'll get Tyler Button from Tapestry Comics in here.
Hey there.
So, adverb, please.
Adverb. Quickly.
Nice.
You get it done, apparently.
Wow. Well, he's a writer, so it kind of helps out. So, Frankie G, plural noun.
Testicles.
All right. Not even waiting to get the drinks in, everybody. Sorry.
I'm on number 2 already.
Sorry, Mr. Button. We were told you were going to keep it tame, but guess not.
I'll catch up.
Okay. And Glory Hound, last name.
Oh, man. God, what's a good last name? Presley?
Okay.
It works.
That's a good last name.
I thought you were going to say Hound. With 2 Ds.
Well, yeah. That would have worked, too.
Mini Mandy, noun.
Rome.
We're keeping the theme here.
Yeah.
And Tyler, silly word.
Gobbledygook.
That's a classic.
That is a good one.
impressive. Just right off the top.
Man.
Coming back in now, you know. Use that more.
The real K-Fend, last name.
Simpson because it's the first one I
Yeah.
saw.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, that works.
Frankie G. First name, female.
Oh, a female.
Yep.
Penelope.
That's to help me spell it. Glory Hound, silly word.
Fuck.
I take that very seriously.
All right.
I think it's very silly.
Yeah, it can be.
I mean, you can use it with anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Mini Mandy, noun.
Balls.
We got testicles and balls. We're just full circle.
It works.
In Rome.
When in Rome.
When in Rome.
When in
I
room.
like where this is going.
Tyler. Plural noun.
Beers.
My favorite.
Perfect.
As in what you should go order.
Yes. Real K-Fend, plural noun.
Boobs. I couldn't think of another thing for testicles, so I went with testicles.
Gonads.
Testicles.
Testicles.
You want to go with
There we
testicles instead?
Wait, what?
Do you want boobs or chesticles?
Testicles. It's,
Okay.
it's more funner. That was just for you. Just for you.
The internet trolling me is cringing.
Frankie G, adjective.
Spry.
Glory Hound, adjective.
Meandering. No. You can meander. I know
Yeah.
that.
It is.
A meandering.
A meandering
Trail.
rabbit.
Yeah.
Would technically be an adjective.
Yep.
No. What? No.
When in room.
It's a Mad
Same
Lib.
thing.
Mini Mandy, noun.
She gets a pass because it's a Mad Lib. I get no shit on when I have a good word. Whatever, it's fine.
Vince McMahon. There's so many ball references. I feel like he needs to be involved somehow.
All right. Tyler,
Grapefruit.
verb.
Defenestrate.
Oh, yeah. Spell
Wow.
it. Spell it, Blockster.
I'm not going to spell it, but I want to read it the way I know how to.
Getting a little too high for me.
I'm sorry, it's my favorite word ever, and so I was prepared. I
pretty
listened
good.
ahead of time, and so I knew this was coming, and so I
Nice.
actually wrote notes, and so I was ready for that.
No, he's
Yeah,
got a
that's
notebook
right.
with fancy words on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Written by Webster.
Isn't that
Emmanuel
the
Lewis?
dictionary?
Oh,
Oh, not Webster.
Meanwhile, K-Fen's over here just confusing his adjectives and adverbs all day long.
All day, every day.
all right.
Diagram the
K-Fan,
sentence.
verb.
That's an action.
I. Dick.
Guess it could be a verb.
I mean,
Dicking.
Right?
dickish. No,
Nope,
I
not a
don't-
verb.
Not
No.
a verb.
No.
Yeah, you're going to
I
have to come
know,
up with a
I
verb
just-
now.
I just wanted to say it. Just never mind. Wait, what was the question?
Verb.
Verb.
Oh, boy. We're behind in the count here.
How
Ran.
many beers have we had already?
Run? Ran?
Ran.
Ran.
Ran's a verb. It's past tense, but it works.
Runned.
How about run? Okay, run.
Conjugated as necessary.
All right,
All right.
here it is.
Okay.
Dear Sexy Frank. Oh, this is letter from an American in Paris.
Oh, no.
Dear Sexy Frank,
I like where this is going.
Dear sexy friend.
I am having a tall time here in Paris. I spend every day quickly visiting museums, monuments, and testicles. Yesterday,
Cheating whore.
yesterday I went to the Presley Tower, which is located on the River Rome.
Well, that's
When I went to the Jeu de Paume, this is a museum that is spelled Jeudepomme. Why would they have to spell it out if it's in the letter?
Is this thing signed
Okay.
K-Fen?
Right. And is pronounced gobbledygook.
That's why they had to
Yeah, that's
spell
why
it
they
out.
had to spell it out. Okay. It is next to the Louvre, which has the famous statue of Venus de Simpson and the painting of the Mona Penelope. I was about to say Penelope. By Leonardo de Fuck.
That was a well played.
Finally.
That was.
The center of Paris is called the Place of the Balls and is always filled with thousands of beers, all taking photographs of one another of the many French chesticles.
Well, that's
I heard they're hairy.
oddly fit.
The food at the Paris restaurants is spry. I have already eaten meandering snails and duck a la Vince McMahon. I plan to defenestrate to Paris again next year and hope you can run too.
That was good.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
good,
gonna go to
everybody.
Paris
To
now
finish.
for
It's
that.
a decent Mad Lib. No thanks.
It's pretty
to
good.
me.
I can check out the testicles.
Oh no, you contributed.
Are you
And
kidding me?
the
That,
testicles. The testicles and the chesticles. You can check both out in Paris. Yeah.
so for all the kids listening, no, okay. Well, sorry about that.
Hope you learned something.
Anyway,
There's a moment.
There's
what we'll do
no
is anybody that
Paris.
has kids, we'll just put in the description.
Testicles?
Get 10 minutes past, and we'll be fine. So we have a very special guest.
Thank you. Oh,
So Frankie G is here from Kayfabe with Frankie G. No, Tyler Button, you comic book guy.
Yeah, recently. I mean, not full time, but
Yeah.
I'm in the game now. So yeah.
Got the official T-shirt and everything.
That's
Yeah,
sharp.
probably a couple of these buy for you guys if you guys want them.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to say no.
Okay.
I will not say no. That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about. Okay, so the way I first talked to you was at Free Comic Book Day at Samurai Comics.
Yeah, at the Mesa location. Yes.
Yep.
At the Acme Expo.
At the Acme Expo, which is, if you're in Arizona and you're here on Free Comic Book Day, that's the place. That's at least got to be one of your stops. It's awesome. And we happened to be standing in line. You handed my daughter a comic book. Said, "Hey, you should read this." Like, yeah, you absolutely should read that. Let me see that. Like, I'm going to read it too. And I did, and I enjoyed it. I
Did
thought
it
it was
have the word defenestry in it? Because
It did
it might have
not.
gone over her head.
Yeah, did not have that in there. So tell us a little bit about that comic book and how you guys came about with this idea. So I think it's really cool. And
kind of
bring
back
that
up a little
microphone
bit.
really close to you because...
Oh, yeah, okay. So
okay.
to kind of back up a little bit, I actually, so I started Tapestry Comics after, well, it was actually while I was a special education teacher. So I used to teach junior high and high school special education. And after 6 years of teaching the Persian Wars, even open book tests, I was having kids come back with not knowing really what happened.
Right.
However, a movie 300 comes out, and then all of a sudden, everybody knows who Xerxes and Leonidas is,
Right.
and they can tell me what happened. And so for me, it's accessibility of learning. So I wrote my first book, which was called Bayou, and it's the Norman invasion of England, William the Conqueror. It's my favorite story to tell when I was teaching history. And the idea is that it's accessibility. Kids will want to read it. They'll see the pictures. It becomes awesome.
Right.
Make history fun and awesome. So we did that. We're getting ready to release our second book, which I handed you the prologue to, which is a flower in a field of lions, which will be about Joan of Arc. So the whole premise is we do historical nonfiction, but in an entertaining narrative format where everybody from somebody junior high, high school to our age would
Yeah.
love to pick that up because leather-bound volumes aren't for everybody.
Right. And what I liked about this book was it didn't talk dumb. Like, you just figure, it's a funny book, and, you're just going to just overdo it. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel overdone, but it also, I don't know, it was eye-catching for one. Like,
Ryan Cody's
Ryan
art
Cody's
is
is just
phenomenal.
a really good. He's just an excellent artist. So it looked cool, and then, like I said, it doesn't feel dumb, which is what I was always afraid of when look at that, he's even got the books with it, so you can kind of take a look and.
I was totally just going to look that up online.
And I know, and I was kicking myself because I'm like,
Hold on, let me
I need to
this.
bring this book just in case he doesn't have any with
Because I
him.
love that flippant idea, because not everybody learns by just reading things. Some people need, that oral sort of fixation, or like the visual fixation to get the point across. And I mean, who doesn't fucking love comics? What the hell?
This looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, so Ryan Cody is doing the art, and he's somebody who takes all of his inspiration straight from Hellboy comics. Like that Kevin could draw that today, and he's taken the idea and run with it. And you know what? I don't want people to read this thinking that they're learning. There are lots of people who do historical comic books and historical graphic novels, and even when you open those up, you're looking at it, but you're reading a textbook.
It feels
pictures.
text, yeah. Which is what impressed me with this one, because it doesn't feel like it's a textbook.
The prologue
but it
does
doesn't
a little
feel
bit,
dumb.
But when we get to the actual story, I wanted to get people caught up. But when we get to the actual story, it will be very narrative driven.
Okay.
It'll be, the format of the book will be Joan testifying in court before her execution, and essentially it'll be flashbacks telling her whole story from her point of view.
That's so cool.
Oh,
That's going to be
spoiler
censored.
alert, she dies.
Oh,
Man!
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
Jeez.
what was the first book?
So the first book was by you, which I brought a copy of
Oh.
that. I don't think I brought enough copies of it because I only brought one.
Oh, very nice. Okay, wow.
That's wonderful.
But the idea of Bayou just seemed natural to me. It's William the Conqueror and the Norman invasion of England. But what happened was, is that if you go back to the history, shortly after it happened, somebody went and commissioned this 300-foot-long tapestry. It's called the Bayou Tapestry.
Yes.
And they hand-embroidered it start to finish, and it's essentially a medieval comic book. You follow the characters, there's Latin inscriptions, and so...
It's really impressive looking.
And-
when you look it up, it is really impressive looking.
And so I essentially just took that medieval comic strip, graphic novel, however you want to refer to it, and modernized it. And the art, and that was done by Gary Cassell, who's done a lot of work for IDW.
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
stuff. So yeah,
It looks really, really good.
my artists really do carry me. Like I rely on my artists heavily.
Well, it's worked out well for you so far.
Well, thank
From
you.
what I've read, I'm like, wow. Don't know if they'll be available, but I'm going to reach out because why not?
No, we were trying to do a little something different, just because there's a niche in the market that I think that is vacant. And
Right.
So we're trying to fill that here locally in Phoenix, and our Kickstarter is going to be jumping off probably about this weekend for the Joan of Arc book, May 30th, or from whenever this airs.
This is going to air this weekend, so
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to have you on this particular episode because I knew it was going to be right in line with your Kickstarter. So
Yeah, so, but these stories are phenomenal stories. Bayou, the William the Conqueror story, could essentially be Game of Thrones without dragons.
Right.
And it could be told in an exciting way where people would just eat that up. And I mean, sometimes you're talking to people, and as soon as you tell them this really happened, it's like you lose them. So
right, yeah, exactly. Oh man, like no,
don't
don't
oversell how awesome.
Don't worry, there's still incest. It's cool.
Right.
it's still super cool. Like, but
Well, a lot of times the real stuff is more interesting. It's just getting through, that textbook portion of reading through everything.
Well,
And so making this into the comic with, you can see the people and you can see them talking and stuff, and
Yeah.
it makes a big difference,
yeah, and the cool thing about doing true stories, you don't have to worry about believability because it really happened.
That's true.
Because there's some things that are so unbelievable that happen in the world. I mean, you know that. I mean, you're a history teacher for crying out loud, and you've written these books, and you know what they've said and what has happened and what transpired, and it's like. If you tried to make it,
characters.
yeah, you don't have to pay royalties to them.
that's
Like,
the best
oh
part.
man. Until the Avarks come around and they're like, hey,
Those greedy of arts.
those Avarks, man.
They live in Glendale. You're safe.
The other side of the world.
So that's super cool the way you came up with that. And then, now, how did you get hooked up with Ryan Cody?
Funny enough, I had approached a couple of people to do the art, and some people or some had started, and then they came back and said, "I'm just not the person to finish this with you," and everything broke up amicably.
Okay.
And then at the night of my release of Bayou, we did a giant book release at Changing Hands. I gave a talk about the history of the Bayou Tapestry, and everybody went to a bar afterwards to celebrate. And I was talking to a guy, and I said, I'm trying to get this second book made, but I'm having falling out, and I can't find the right artist and all this stuff. And it was a gentleman who helps run American Outlaws, which is the big soccer supporter group here.
Okay.
In Phoenix. Well, it's a national thing, but he runs the Phoenix chapter of it. And they've worked with artists for various things, like Rob Osborne, who's done a lot of stuff with the presidents and bandanas. But Ryan Cody actually designed a tifo that they unveiled at I believe, a women's soccer match in Australia.
Oh.
I think my details are right on that one. And so he said, hey, I know Ryan Shirai did work for us. You know, go talk to him. Sent him a tweet. He wrote me back. We hit it off, and that was it.
Twitter is incredible.
It really can be.
It really is. Like,
It's
man,
a great connective network,
it
really.
Seems to be.
Yeah.
It's how you got on here, and then even bigger, you got a really awesome artist to do your
kidding.
really cool story.
The art is fantastic on this.
Yeah, I like the use of color in it.
Right.
Like it's
And it's not extremely gruesome or anything, but you do get to see, like, you know, battle and blood and stuff like that. But it's not so gruesome that, like, your children couldn't read, you know?
Yeah, junior high could definitely be all up for this because it. Yeah, you're right. It's not gory.
Right, it's not gory,
but
which is
not,
perfect.
But it's not sugar coated either.
No, it's not.
By
yeah.
any means. I mean, all these arrows going into this guy here.
Some crazy...
Definitely not sugar coated as
Yeah.
far as like, oh, that's.
Now, this one we're going to be a little bit more stylized, which is why I love Ryan Cody's work. The first one, we went very, I don't want to say hyper-realistic, but Gary got compared a lot to the artist who did Prince Valiant. And
right.
So, and I think it was great because it was my very first book, and I was trying to tell a history story, and I loved it. But after that, I'm like, you know what, Joan of Arc, I just want to style it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so we went a little bit of a different direction, and I'm super happy. Ryan's amazing.
Well, what made you what made you pick those particular stories first? Because, like, in your mind, you're like, oh, well, you know, these are the ones that I want to put forward because...
That's a great question. So William the Conqueror was my favorite story to teach in high school because you have three sides, and this is going to sound like a lame thing to say, but it's very Twilight-esque, where you could be Team Harold or Team William or Team Harold because there are two Harolds. But a king dies, and everybody's like, I want to be King of England, and I'm supposed to be King of England. And so the armies of Europe mobilize all, you know, onto England and fight each other till you have one guy standing.
Right.
And it's an awesome story, and it's amazing, and it gets people talking, and it's one that really changed the world forever. It's the creation of the English language is based off of this. It gets a single paragraph in a high school history book.
Yeah.
So I think it needs more time. The Bayeux Tapestry lends itself to it. I thought it was a perfect introduction to this. Joan of Arc is just, you have an illiterate 16-year-old girl who comes from, who's a peasant, who somehow talks herself in front of the person who's supposed to be the king of France and says, hey, let me lead your armies. And he's like, okay, and lets her do it, and she wins. Like,
Right.
She shaped the world as it was at that point in time.
She did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And another one that just gets like a paragraph in high school.
Yeah, it really does.
I got more Joan of Arc in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure than I did in high school. I mean, she was great at aerobics.
That's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I dated myself on that one, I know.
I also started Joan of Arc probably around the same time that I had my first child, who is a daughter, and so I really wanted to have a strong female person to write to because I feel like in history I can lay down dudes kicking butt left and right
all day,
but to have Joan depicted, and which is why I love to show the brutality of the war, because you got to show the seriousness of like, hey, everybody's killing each other and slaughtering, but here's a 16-year-old girl and she's handling her business.
She's
so
changing
awesome.
the world.
Changing the world.
That's so cool. I'm really looking forward to reading the rest of it because I mean this was just enough of a teaser. I'm like, dang it, now I want to. Where's the rest of it? And I'm like, oh, it's soon, but not quite. So now the Kickstarter, that's going up soon.
May 30th, which will be the anniversary of her execution. So we're kind of trying to tie it to that.
There you go.
That's well done.
Very cool. Okay.
Well, are you going to have both books available?
Yes. So
Okay.
Bayou's available now through our website or in our personal appearances and everything that we do. But when we do our Kickstarter and we do the reward system, there'll definitely be opportunities to get both books or complete sets and just try and build our brand while we're doing this. Kind of a two birds with one stone kind of thing.
That's awesome.
Would you mind sharing what some of the rewards maybe?
Okay, so we're drafting those now. It's kind of the hard part about being only the author and not being able to draw.
Sure.
Because I can't be like, hey, I'm going to draw you special pictures.
I
if
can
you
write
give
you
me
a
extra money. So it's going to be right now. The ones that we have on board are postcards of posters that we've done.
Nice.
For the low dollar entry level, throw me something. You can get the book. You can get the digital versions of one or both books that we have available. I'm doing classroom sets, so if schools want to have them available in their library or for kids, so we'll do sets of 10. And I have prints. I'm just trying to find the best way to package those.
Sure.
And
yeah.
do those.
That's the hard part with them. Yeah.
And so we have lots of stuff available. We did this really great poster of the Joan of Arc that's the cover of this, but instead of the title work, it's got that, not to wax political here, but it's got the big giant nevertheless she persisted on it.
Oh, very cool.
Nice.
So we're releasing that this weekend at Comic-Con. So we'll
Man.
have that available.
So you're at Phoenix Comic-Con this year. Do you know what booth you're at?
1787, the year the Constitution was signed.
There you go.
If you need a
History
way to
major
remember
here.
I was going to say, did everything line up for you, or did you get to choose that?
You just gotta you pick up what you get.
Yeah. I think you could have given it. You could have given him anything, and he would have found a historical
And he
reference.
found
And
reference, yeah.
he'd just
That was the
found
day
it.
Abraham Lincoln stubbed his toe.
And decided to run for president.
That's right. And kill vampires.
Well, I'm super excited about this because, for me, I always thought history was super boring, but that shit is really interesting whenever you get it on paper, and then you talk about, of course,
Yeah.
the Game of Thrones shit, like incest and, people going
So
behind
hot.
people's backs and taking over, the throne or dethroning people and stuff. Because, a ton of books have been written from history, like taking little pieces of that history and stuff. So having this in a comic book is fantastic. That's awesome.
I'm glad you guys are excited.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I think it'll be great in a school.
It's so much better in a story form that kids can actually grab onto. When you're given homework and you have to just sit and read paragraphs, you lose interest so fast. So this is
Yeah.
a good new way to encourage kids.
Yeah.
And even adults who haven't had
Yeah.
history in their lives in a long time, just for something new.
Yeah, that's the part that I like about it. I'm 40 years old. I'm like, I'll read it. This is great. I'm like, because
This is what I needed in high school.
this is what I would have been. It would have been great, and it's cool now too.
I got
like Step Brothers.
Book you should read.
Oh, it's later. That's for a different episode.
Now, going forward, are there any stories that are near and dear to you that you're really looking forward to potentially telling?
So I have a couple that are on the back burner, but right now I'm actually working on two historical. I'm going off more narrative. So right now I'm working on a short little stint about a band that goes back in time and ruins the timeline that called alternative history.
Need an artist?
I kind of love that right off the bat.
Right.
Right?
Minute.
History.
I'm in it.
I have a stupid
I'll watch it.
ancient alien thing that's bouncing around in the back of my brain, but I'm pretty sure as soon as I touch that, that's going to ruin the brand. So,
Well, it's you can do an offshoot type of thing.
but a couple of things going on, and we'll see. I think that a lot of it is based on how successful the Kickstarter and the Joan of Arc book
Sure.
is, because once you're 2 books in, you have to either know that your feet are on the ground or they're not. So
Right. Well, I hope they are. I hope that I hope you really hit the ground running and do really well with this, because I think it's a fantastic idea.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, me too. I'm down. I'm down
You're
for
in?
the Kickstarter.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
on there.
there's your first contributor, I bet.
Where can we find you on the social media?
Okay, so everything's Tapestry Comics. So if you want to do the Twitters, that's Tapestry Comics, Instagram, Tapestry Comics, Facebook, Tapestry Comics. And
Everybody's got their phone out right now.
yeah,
Like,
we
it's
love the
great.
socials. So like
tagged
us,
it.
friend us, follow us. We do some fun. I try to do some fun behind the scenes kind of stuff through the studio garage where we work out of. And,
Okay.
yeah, and love to have everybody on board.
Yeah, and you seem pretty accessible. So, I mean, if people had questions, I mean, it seems like...
Are you
Hey.
kidding me? Some guy on Twitter invited him to come down for.
I know. I'm like, whoa. And everybody's like, are you for real? Someone actually said yes. I'm like, I know. Someone said yes.
It was in a public place where there would be people.
Right. So I know.
It wasn't the murder podcast.
There's cameras. Meanwhile, we're in this dark back room here where nobody else is.
It's cool.
It's the Tron. Come on.
It's Tron, yes.
The Tron.
The Tron, yes.
It's better when you put the in front of it.
So okay, to get off subject just a bit, a little bit of sad news in the world. So Justice League, the movie.
Right.
We kept on hearing there's going to be some massive reshoots and this and that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Sad news.
Yeah.
Is still
So
coming
sad.
out.
Yeah, it's still coming out.
Well,
Yeah, but
now I feel like it makes more sense.
it feels it makes more sense.
It's
and I know
very tragic.
and I know I'm not always
Why
Zack
can't
Snyder's
it
biggest
just be
fan.
good?
I
I
kn-
just want it to be good.
Yeah. Well, I know I'm not always that director's favorite. He's not always my favorite filmmaker.
Yeah,
But I don't wish, the loss of a child on anybody.
it's horrible.
So, thoughts and prayers go out to his family.
Absolutely.
So,
And I don't think it was the right thing to do to go back into work, but I can understand that thought process.
yeah,
of-
just
I'm just
get
gonna go
myself
back.
lost back in my work and try to do that.
and
So,
go. I'm really excited for who's taking over.
yeah.
Yes.
But it's still in the style
Yes.
of the first one, and that's
Yeah.
fine. It is what it is, and but I just want to get that out because man, there's a lot of celebrity deaths happening again.
Right?
Roger Moore
I don't
from
think
James
it's-
Bond. I guess it's not really.
I don't
We
think
just
it's
know who the
more.
people
Yeah,
are,
We have more access to
to who these
information.
people are. Yeah,
People
right.
are just getting fucking old.
Like,
That's what happens.
I know one person wasn't old,
Yeah.
and it's still really
Two.
sad.
Yeah, Chris Cornell wasn't. And then
Not my fault.
bad
No.
weekend for Seattle. Cortez Kennedy died today.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
too. Also, for those of you who are Clerks fans,
Oh yeah.
yeah, Caitlin Bree, the girl that played Caitlin Bree, died.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Kevin Smith just posted
yeah.
about
He
it.
had just posted about it on Instagram right before we got here. So, yeah. So I'm like, oh, that stinks. So,
Yeah, hearing the story about how she was brought into the film was really freaking cool.
yeah. So if you follow Kevin Smith on Instagram, he tells the whole thing. It's like this huge paragraph, but it's great.
It's also on Facebook.
And
'cause
Facebook,
he
yeah,
does
I'm
that
sure he
thing
just-
where he
yeah.
just links everything
Yeah.
all together. Yeah.
So, very cool. And sorry to hear about your losses, everybody. I have a list of stuff to talk about. I sent it to Tyler, but I don't remember what it was at all. So,
I'm going to go over the minutes for you.
We could,
go over our meeting minutes that we had
we could
before
talk
we.
about Fantasy Movie League and how Movie Freak Girl's gonna freaking beat me this.
She did beat you this time. Wow.
Like,
girl.
well, what? It's like
Once.
it's the last one, and we're only like what 20,000 or 20 million away. It's like a very minute bit.
Right.
It's insanely close. This is the closest it's gonna be. This is the closest. If I
I won
fall
once.
into defeat, I'll have to stop. I'll be like, bah!
Yeah.
I'm no longer number one.
And then I'm over here adding the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie to like 7 minutes.
It's like everybody's going to see this.
It's super close this time, though.
you're still ahead.
But like just barely. So it's what is that? $1 billion?
Yeah.
1 billion and
100,000, and I'm at 1,027,000.
If you
Yeah.
put Baywatch in your movie league, like fantasy whatever lineup this week, I'm gonna punch you.
Really? I want to see that.
I
really
want to
bad.
see it too.
I really want to
But
see
But
it.
it's got a
Terrible.
10% on Rotten Tomatoes.
yeah, but
Yeah.
it has The Rock and Zac Efron with their shirts off.
There's plenty of women that will
you
pay
could
to see
just
that shit.
look those photos up on the internet. Trust me, they're
I'm
saved.
a wrestling fan. It was my entire life. Like,
I need to
I'm a
see
fan
them
of
running
shirtless
in
men. It's
slow
my
motion.
thing.
I need to see running in slow motion.
guys got Pamela Anderson in the 90s. I just want Zac Efron and The Rock right now, okay?
GIFs, dude. GIFs. GIFs.
Yeah.
However it's spelled.
So,
pronounced.
Blockster,
said.
sports.
Sports ball.
It's so close. What's going to happen? I don't know. This is last week.
I'm still in like
I haven't
fourth
made my
place.
picks for this week yet.
I haven't
Right.
made my picks either. I make my picks on Friday, like
I-
1
I-
hour before it ends, and I'm like, oh, damn! I need to do this.
I make my picks when I get the reminder.
Do you? So like Thursday, you're like, oh,
there it is.
I need to do this.
You have 20 minutes to get this. Oh shoot, there it is.
How did your game change? How did what changed this time?
I started paying attention to the movies that are involved. I took more than 2 seconds of going and just hitting movies that I could afford.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
That's legit.
And for a long time, I didn't realize, like, you could pick movies more than once.
Yes.
Oh.
That's what I started
That
doing.
made a huge difference.
It does make a big difference.
Huge difference. Yeah. Especially, what was that one Spanish film?
The
that Latin
Lover
thing.
one? Yeah.
That saved me, like, 3 weeks in a row.
Right.
2 of them, I think I beat you.
Gangbusters, yep. Well, I think you have like 3 or 4, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, but that one, it was.
That one was the one that
Yeah.
was like, sucker, in my dust.
So, for those that don't know what the hell they're talking about,
I'm
there's
competitive.
for those that play fantasy football, well, there's Fantasy Movie League, where you own your own theater, and you put all these.
Baywatch is only $334. You bet your ass I'm picking that.
Yes. So you get to choose what you put in your movieplex. So that's what it is.
Right now.
So.
Mini Mandy's choosing her stuff right now.
Oh, I already did.
You
I
did?
literally just did. Yeah.
Did you? I'm going to wait till Friday. I'm going to wait till Friday.
Are you guys running that, or is there like a system that like does all the
It's
tabulation?
a system,
it's a
and you
that
can
does it all.
join.
Yeah, it's
And you can join.
yeah. You can join our
Yeah.
league.
Yeah.
Oh, fantasy soccer just ended, so I have a
So
whole.
now you
Well,
get-
there you go.
There you go.
And you know what? If you get in now, then this is week 13, so they do it in 13 weeks. So you can get right in on week 1.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
I'll
in.
look into that.
Okay. We'll send you an invite. Any of you guys get your rompers yet?
It's on the way.
Go fuck yourself.
It's in the wash? Okay.
Totally gonna get my husband one. Totally.
Yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Make him
What a
dance around the house in it.
ridiculous
I know, it's so ridiculous.
Whatever. I don't even care.
So now that this has been brought on to guys, is now the appropriate time that we ask how you go to the bathroom in these things?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
do we ask
exactly
the
what
ladies
came up
how this
today.
happens? Because
Yes.
That was exactly
do
what
you go
happened
under
earlier.
the fence, or because that seems
the same
weird?
way you went when you used to wear your feety pajamas. Just
Take
unzip
it
and
off.
everything comes down.
Take it all off. You got to get naked in the stall
I'm
in
not
the
so worried
public
about when
restroom.
you have to pee.
Oh,
I'm more worried about when you have to poop.
Yes,
that's
because
what we're
ours-
talking about.
Ours
Hold on,
do
hold
have
on.
the zippers.
Hold on. So
Oh, do
you're
they?
telling me if men wear rompers, they have to take their clothes off when they enter the restroom?
Oh no.
No. They have to take their clothes off if they're going number 2.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
We have
Yeah, but you
there's a
still have to
zipper
unzip
fly.
and go down to
Okay,
waist
so there is a
level
zipper for
or,
doing
There's
that.
a
like,
zipper fly. Yeah, if you look at the
Oh, damn
official
it.
Kickstarter
What
romp
the
him,
fuck?
there is. I hate that it's called a romp him, by the way. I hate that, but it does not stop me from wanting one so effing bad.
Even making fun of them makes me uncomfortable.
But yeah, it's got the zippered fly, so when we're
Okay.
peeing,
Well,
you
damn
just
it.
unzip.
But you
and-
see, we
Well,
still
now
have
I'm
to.
just fucking disappointed.
Well, we still have to get naked for
disappointed.
number 2.
yeah.
Well, that's not as fun,
but
though.
then again,
Until
who
we-
uses
That is
a
not as
public
fun.
toilet to go poo?
to sneak up
I
on
do?
people.
Okay.
Okay? Not as fun.
Man, can you imagine if you're at a concert and you're like, I got to use the porta potty, but I'm wearing a romper.
Ew, that's gross.
Ooh.
It's just so
Get
wrong
naked.
on so many
Does it
levels.
have, does it have pockets? You
Yes.
can put your fidget spinner in?
Yes, yeah. And also one for your vape pen, bro.
So cool. God.
Oh, man.
You can make your craft beer in the
In the
pocket
pocket?
of your
Yeah.
shirt,
Front pocket?
the front pocket.
I didn't know what one of those spinners things were until my roommate was like, I hate those things.
I
The
don't
other
understand the
What
fascination
are
with
they?
it.
The other
I was
Kevin will
at
be
the
here.
gas station this morning, stopping for a Monster, and the person in front of me asked the lady, "Do you sell fidget spinners here?" Are you fucking kidding me? What is the? I don't understand why everybody has
I
them.
want-
And they're
I
so
want
Moyers
to-
will be here. He loves it.
I want that little cube thing that was all over the place.
Yeah, I saw that.
I would just play
You know
with
what
that
we did in grade
nonstop if I
school?
had
We
one.
used to put the ruler and the pencil through the hole in the ruler
Oh, yeah, and
and
you just
spin
flick
that
it,
shit
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
I still
I
do
did
that.
Or
that.
sharp, or,
$5 on a stupid piece of metal.
or sharpen our pencils and throw them up into the ceiling.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm sure you pulled a few of those down, Tyler. No, I
thing
taught
with
honor
construction.
students. Screw you.
Well, like I said, I worked in special education.
Sure.
There's actually a it could be a STEM thing for somebody in special ed with various,
Yeah,
things.
and I
so
understand
there's a
that
useful
aspect
of that.
of it, but
I don't, as far as why everybody
This
has one,
mainstream
I have
portion of it, I don't get it
no
all.
idea.
Yeah.
I wish I would have invented it because, man, somebody's making a ton of money off
No
of that
Some
thing.
joke.
asshole probably
right?
didn't trademark it, and now you're getting
Now everybody's
$5
making
knockoffs
one.
from China.
Right.
I had one of those ones that simulated like the bubble wrap and shit, like in 2000, and that was awesome. That's different though.
I wanted one of those so bad.
It's very nice.
Are
very
they still?
therapeutic.
Do they still make those?
They do.
Because I kind of need one.
Yeah, you push it and you push all the bubbles, in it, and then like when you get to like bubble 100, it makes a weird noise. But other than that, it's just those like little bubble noises.
You know how I get rid of my anxiety?
I need that.
Alcohol.
I need alcohol and this bubble
I'm an
wrap
adult.
thing.
Well, nobody can be as cool as you. God.
I know. It's a curse.
Well, bubble wrap and rompers. That's what we're calling this
That's
episode.
right. Yeah.
I can't wait till this generation grows up and they're wearing Depends under their rompers.
Well, that's the most acceptable time to wear them because, like, you don't have to.
That's going to be me
Unfasten
regardless.
anything,
Nobody gets
I mean, that just seems like a good solution to the problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Absolutely.
That's so
Oh, man.
ridiculous. Oh my God.
So awesome. We're also doing May Movie Madness, something that Handsome Jay started.
May
We're doing
Movie
it.
Madness.
You've been quite pleased with the outcome of some of these votes, haven't you?
Oh, I've been super pleased with how smart the Twitterverse is.
Yeah.
Not at
Picking
all.
up on your
Not at all.
Not even a little.
Not even a little
Is
bit.
this the movies
Bastards.
against each other?
Yeah, the movies against
Okay.
each other. So we're having a tournament. Handsome Jay set it all
Right.
up. We got like 100 and something movies, or is it 60? No, we got it down to
With a
64.
little bracket system.
Yeah, 64.
64 of them, and they're in brackets. And
Yep.
he set it all up. I'm amazed by what people are choosing on Twitter.
I want to know who's voting on this because I
Yeah.
got very few submissions on the completed brackets.
Right.
Like the majority of them were people from my work and the people from Mandy's work.
Can't
Right.
you like look it up on Twitter, like analytics, and then they show you male, female votes and all that shit?
Oh, they probably do have some of that.
Yeah.
I'm just talking
I
about
do-
the sheer numbers. They don't
Oh,
match
okay.
up with the...
Yeah, they don't match up
Entrance
either.
we
But
have
yeah,
in the
so it's just people that are voting on it, and I'm like, how is this winning?
Maybe your listeners are a bunch of dicks,
I think they're doing it to mess with me.
right?
I think they're
That's
doing it.
what I'm
They're
saying.
like, hey, this
maybe
guy
you're
likes
in there.
this guy likes Scott
They're like,
Pilgrim
this
versus
is
the
gonna
World
be
way too
awesome.
much. He likes him way too much.
They're like-
yeah, I know, I love that movie. The Shadow's better. What?
yeah, that one was...
The Shadow with Alec Baldwin
That
beat Scott Pilgrim versus the
Pissed
World.
me off. Like,
I
I
was
had
like-
to leave Twitter for like 3 days. Like, listen, nobody talk to me. Don't at me. Don't direct message.
Oh.
None of this.
How
None
dare
of
almost,
you.
that.
I almost shut it
Dare
down.
you.
Last time we did something on Twitter like this, I shut it down. Remember,
remember that.
Matt was running it. So we're doing like the best Christmas movies of
Fuck
all
that.
time.
I'm
And
so mad at
so
that.
I'm like, so he's got them like 4 at a time. Christmas Kiss beat out Gremlins and 2 other movies, and I'm like, shut it down, Matt. It's like, what? I'm like, no, I'm done. Gremlins?
This
You're
is
not
why
going
we
to choose
can't
Gremlins?
have nice things.
This is why.
This is why we have
Blockster,
romp hymns.
every time a vote ends, Blockster's been getting increasingly more and more agitated with the results.
Every time I
so
yeah.
mad.
You'll see it started out with a sad face with the first one he got upset with, and then there was like a brief 4 or 5 word sentence, and now he's writing like paragraphs like, I'm done with this. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some of this voting, like,
It's absurd.
fucking sucks, though. Like,
It's really
come on.
absurd. It's funny now, but
Oh, I'm so sorry. That makes me laugh so much.
yeah. I'm getting better.
Scott Pilgrim lost to the
Yeah.
fucking shadow.
To the Shadow, like I
BS.
Are we gonna watch the final movie on this bracket?
Not if it's the fucking shadow.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It might
the
be
Shadow's going to beat the Dark Knight. Is
Yeah,
probably
it
what's going
might
to
be,
happen here.
like,
If it does, just out
The
of
fuck
spite,
you of Twitter.
We're watching fucking Scott Pilgrim. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Right?
Well, I'll watch Scott Pilgrim, but
No, I'm just saying. Instead of the shadow,
I agree.
watching Scott Pilgrim.
I agree.
Fuck that movie.
K-Fen's prepared to die on this hill.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I think the matchup that's going on right now,
I don't think there's
as
one.
of
I think it
this,
just
no, there is
ended.
one right now.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, he just posted one. It's
I didn't
Deadpool versus, I think it's one of the Iron
No, it's
Man
Iron Man
2.
2, but it's already finished.
That one finished? I thought I just voted down
It
that.
better fucking be Deadpool. Okay,
no.
yeah.
Somehow,
There's 41 minutes left, sorry.
somehow the shadow snuck in. and
Everybody
beat
better
both.
fucking do Deadpool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which Twitter is running this now?
Maskerpiece.
I'm following all of them, and I just get confused.
Yeah.
I'm going
Oh,
to
yeah.
look right now.
This is good internet radio.
Yeah, it's nice because,
know what-
like, whenever they actually hear this, they're going to be like, oh, I need to get in on this. Oh.
It only has 2 votes?
Right.
This thing only has 2 votes. No wonder Deadpool's winning.
I'm winning. I'm
What do you mean
voting
no
for
wonder
Deadpool.
Deadpool's
I'm gonna
winning?
well, I mean, it's
debate
Iron Man
anybody's
2,
vote
but
right
the way
now.
the internet has been lately,
Look, moral of the story,
Yeah.
by the time you hear this, these particular votes will be over.
That's true.
However,
But
there
still.
are plenty more to come.
Plenty more to come. You'll see me fuming online, like, oh, why is this
Get
guy so
over
mad?
to our
I don't
Twitter
know.
account.
Why am I so mad?
I'll be
I hate
angrily
countdowns,
tweeting
but
with you.
Oh yeah, the Wolverine beat Doctor Strange.
Yeah, what the fuck was that shit?
Uh-oh.
I was so mad. And even worse, I missed that voting, so I didn't even get to vote on it.
Yeah, we won by one
Damn
vote.
it.
Way to go.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
I mean,
Why
there's
so much hate for Doctor Strange? That was a good movie.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, like what the hell?
I love that X-Men and X-Men First Class tied.
Right.
Like, they were both terrible. We can acknowledge that, right? Like, they were both awful.
I'm with you.
I thought
know
First
there are
Class
others
was
at this
better.
table that disagree.
I thought First Class was better.
Choices.
Yeah. Kingsman destroyed Hellboy 2.
That made me sad.
Yeah. I've never seen Kingsman, so I'm like, maybe it's more than what I realized, but I like
was a good
Hellboy
movie.
2.
Watch it.
I like Kingsman, but I love Hellboy too.
I can't believe that Ghost Rider had any votes.
Oh, I voted for it to be an asshole because I'm like, you know what? If you guys are going to do it, I'm going to do it too.
Just a big
Burn
fucking
it
to your
down.
own.
Just
your
Just
own
my own
vote.
thing. I'm like, you know what? I don't care.
You know what really gave it away was your Nicolas Cage T-shirt.
Yeah. It's him in front of a castle. Peeing fire.
Well, that's a separate issue. Should
Yeah.
see a doctor.
Well,
What's our next
that's why he's making all these movies. Oh, I don't know what the next one is.
Jeremy's been putting them
Jeremy's handling all this.
Handsome Jay.
Handsome
Yeah,
Jay's
that too.
handling it. Yeah, he was in the hospital for a while. He's like, hey, you guys have you guys been doing that? And I'm like, no, we didn't even know you were in the hospital. Like, we saw a picture of him.
Telling us, jerk.
Yeah, we didn't know it until see it on Instagram, and he's
Then
got
he
this
was like,
face mask.
out. He's like, I'm on drugs. And
Yeah.
that was the first thing I knew about him being in the
The
hospital.
Instagram, he's like, I'm getting fucked up.
He's like, I'm seeing
Yeah.
unicorns and shit,
Yeah.
son.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, well,
Well, that's
you look like
you're having a
Bane.
good time.
No, we
Just
did not
as
keep up on the
coherent.
voting.
What was the other one? Anybody watch the NBA playoffs?
Next.
Me neither.
No.
I'm doing
Sports?
just like Kevin Durant said, and don't watch them. Okay, if you insist.
We
I
have
won't.
the pictures of, what was it, Mira that was out?
Oh yeah, from
Yeah.
Aquaman.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Looking hot.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep. I'm
That's
in.
how I know Jeremy's Handsome Jay's feeling better. He put
He put
very
that up
nice
for
comment
us,
up
yeah.
there, about how nice she looked. So
Yeah.
you know he's on
I-
the mend.
Was he the one that said there's 2 reasons to watch this movie now?
And none of them were like nipples. I don't.
Yeah, I think that's what he was pointing at.
Yeah.
Those 2 reasons.
Okay.
I don't know if it was him that said it or if it was just one of the Instagram people I see. Yeah. Good enough. It's better than the way Jason Momoa sounded in that trailer
Which one?
for Justice League.
Okay.
Yeah, he didn't.
Yeah.
He needs to not talk. He just needs to look pretty.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a man that does not need words.
Can we just make Aquaman like a silent movie?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It would be great.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Me too. As a matter of fact, I plan on watching it on mute.
I'm going to need more waves here. We're going to need more waves.
Yeah.
More water?
Yeah.
On
Less
mute.
words?
In slow mo,
Yeah.
just
On
like
mute.
Baywatch.
Well,
Let's
I was
just do
gonna
the
say,
Baywatch.
yeah, why wasn't that on Baywatch? Like,
There's an Aquaman cameo in Baywatch. Just toss up.
Just do it like Aquaman. Run in slow-mo.
oh my goodness.
See?
Well-
Crossover.
With his little like 5-sided trident or whatever the fuck. How many points did they add on that thing?
So many.
I think it is
It was at
5,
least
though.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. 5 or 7.
Nonsense.
Yeah. It's not a trident if there's 5. It's a try. God.
Try means 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know stuff.
Stuff. We'll use that in Mad Libs the next round. 5 dent.
Is it quindent? Quindent?
Quindent? Hinton.
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 What's a quindent then?
8.
4.
Oh, is it 4?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I thought it
Quadrant?
was 8.
Quadrant?
Wasn't that the...
Quad
Oh,
is,
yeah.
quad is 4.
That's right.
I'm blaming it on beer.
But see, quint is like quintuplets is 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's like 5 babies.
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know.
but it would be a
And
quindent.
a pentagon
And then,
has 5
like,
sides.
Yeah,
No,
pentagon, so-
So-
pentagon 6.
That's just
Right?
way too
No,
much
wait,
geometry
that's
for
five,
me.
yeah.
So next
Just put
up,
Damn
that-
it.
put 3 points and we're calling it Trident. Done.
Done and done.
Done and done.
See, this is why they called it the Trident right here, because
Yeah,
people
they were
were
just
going
like-
to be like, what the fuck is
Yeah, but
this?
when they called it that, they only put 3 fucking points
Hey,
on it.
Well, that's why they stopped at 3 because they're like, what if we put 4?
Mermaid.
And it's a
I
fork.
know. I know.
Yes.
Little Mermaid taught
Little
me what a
Mermaid.
trident is.
Because King Triton has a trident, and there are only 3 on there. And Ursula tried to take it, and she got all
boy.
big.
I'm going to have to
Didn't
take your
get
word
it.
for it. I've never seen it.
I just really... What?
What? You've never
What
seen
the
The Little
actual
Mermaid?
fuck?
Yeah, no.
Okay, so now on the list we have Rocky Horror Picture Show.
You've
I've
never
seen that.
Rocky
I've seen that.
No,
I have seen it.
Kevin has not.
Okay.
Right. I've
Kevin
seen
has
that
not.
Kevin
one.
has not?
No.
No.
He
doesn't
has also
see that?
he has also not
Who?
seen Little Shop of Horrors.
He owns it now, though.
He does own it now?
He does own it, I'm
Okay,
pretty sure.
So, like,
I thought he
3
picked it
years
up.
ago, my first friggin' podcast,
Like, we're going to do this.
we're going to do a
Yeah.
double feature, and we still haven't.
Oh.
But now we have to add Little fucking Mermaid to
Yeah.
the
Well,
list.
damn it.
No.
Son
You
of a
don't
Yes.
have
You
to.
get
Yes.
that
have
in
to.
there. Yeah, I mean, you're like Rocky.
It's,
You
it's
just
a palate
show Little
cleanser.
Mermaid.
You just stick it
And
in.
like,
You stick it in.
that's what she said.
Consent
Oh,
is
man,
key,
this
Minnie.
movie got way better.
Consent is key.
It's not cosplay. We don't need.
Cosplay is not consent. If we learned anything from Comic-Con.
But this
Wow.
isn't about Comic-Con, so
This is
Consent is
about
optional.
This is about this is about
Oh my
layers.
God.
We're gonna do it in layers. We're gonna do the horror, like it's
Okay,
Rocky
so
Horror,
Rocky Horror,
Little Mermaid,
and then
Little Shop of
Shop of
Horrors.
Horrors.
Yes.
Because it's horror,
so you can
mermaids,
sandwich your horror
Yes.
in mermaids.
Yeah, when
Yes.
is this?
Yeah.
Horror?
I'm busy.
Horror?
Oh.
Horror?
Those are
Oh,
fantastic movies.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen them already. I don't need to sit down and watch
Yeah,
them again.
if
You
you've
should
seen
see
them, you-
again and
I mean,
again.
I won't
And again.
force you to see them again if you've already seen them, but
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
haven't, I'm gonna be like, listen, ho,
Oh.
we're gonna watch these movies.
Well, then in that
real.
case,
Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
plus it'll be better. You know we're going to be drinking.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, there's
Yeah.
a big TV right here at the grid. The grid.
Yeah.
We could
Legit.
I would
we
be
have,
down
like-
for that.
Yeah, we should do it here.
Totally
like
be
a
down
theme, like make cocktails that go along with the movies.
for that. We
Yeah.
like dress up.
I can see Grid Matt in the corner already shaking his head. No.
No.
No. He's like, no. Popping open sardines for the Little Mermaid.
Who does that?
I don't know. It goes with the theme, I would think.
No, I was
Popping-
referring to drinks, and no one put sardines in drinks.
Well,
Challenge accepted.
God damn it, Frank.
instead of the Bloody Mary with like the spray, with like
With
the
the bacon and the hamburger
skewered.
sticking out. We're just
Yeah.
gonna put
Hey, what's in the
Well,
bottom of the tequila bottle?
we'll get those like Clamato drinks and stick a sardine in it.
We're just going to replace the worm at the bottom of the tequila bottle, guys. It's okay.
Yeah, no worm at the bottom of the tequila. It's anchovies.
Yep.
Yeah.
A gefilte fish teeny.
This all sounds like something that's going to kill me, but that's all right. We'll have fun with it.
Oh, yeah. We got to keep you separated from the seafood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like that gluten-free person, but seafood-free.
Yeah.
I'll just have Swedish fish. That counts, right?
Hey,
There you go.
Fish is in the word. The
Yes.
word, the title, the name.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
know.
noun.
Nouns. I know stuff. That was close, guys.
I'm still involved.
I'm still there. Somebody eat my sardine.
That's what. Oh, sorry. That's what you.
Yeah. She did say that.
Right?
Go. Super hot. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening. Be sure to follow Tapestry Comics.
Hell yeah.
Awesome stuff. These
Already
books are
did.
incredible.
Facebook, Twitter,
Fantastic,
Insta, done.
yeah.
Done and doner.
Absolutely.
So, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for hosting. And have an awesome, awesome weekend.
There was a man with a gun in his hand as smoke just filled his nose, wearing a smile from the death of a child while blood splattered his clothes. One single tear from the man standing near is just what had to be done. Not just a game, but escape from the pain. He killed his only son. And now he goes from here and down his mother. Now all he has is his memories of his sickened child, always begging please just do it now. Take care of me, I'm all you have. Now set me free. Now, mommy dear, set down your drink, and don't you lay your hands on me. You've never been that good to me. Thank God I had my daddy. And why didn't you want me? Then try to save him. New baby boy with ability to be anything that he wants to be, but by the age of his early teens, one small lump altered everything. What was this about master plans? As he lay his head onto his hands, it was said, what's done is done. Shattered family with 3 minus 1.
FireFan is the most fun sports app you will ever find. Make prop bets along with the game that you are watching right now for NFL, MLS, and now NBA. Go to abnormalentertainment.com, click on the FireFan banner to get 12 free tokens to start joining in. The app is available for Android and iTunes. You can join the Abnormal Entertainment League, any league you want, play against your friends, play against celebrities, or even play on your own. And when you click through the abnormalentertainment.com FireFan banner, you not only support Abnormal Entertainment and your favorite podcasts, but you find a great way to get in the game with FireFan. Do it now. Subscribe and download back episodes of Maskerpiece Theater at abnormalentertainment.com/Maskerpiece Theater. Search Maskerpiece Theater on Facebook. Email maskedblogster at maskedblogster@gmail.com. And don't forget to hashtag tweet your tits at maskedblogster. And for more podcasts, books, comics, blogs, and videos, head to abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.